First of all, my name is Mohammed Aziz Akremi. I'm the son of Judge Bashir Akremi, who's currently imprisoned by the Tunisian regime. To understand what's happening with my father is to understand what has the president been doing for the last couple of years. Qais Said needed to control every aspect of Tunisian politics and Tunisian power. And in order to do that, he needed to control the judiciary. He understood that if left unchecked, the judiciary could cause problems for him, and he could not really do what he's doing today with the political arrests and targeting of opponents if the judiciary was independent. So the first step was to fire the previous judicial council and appoint a puppet council in its place. And this puppet council would serve as the start of the dismantling of the judiciary independence in Tunisia. At first, he simply, my father has served 34 years as a judge in Tunisia, and at the time in 2021, he was the general prosecutor of court of Tunis, and he was the head of the anti-terrorism pole. And what he did using this puppet judicial council was to change his position illegally into another position under the guise of a promotion. My father used the only weapon he knew, which was the law, and he decided to appeal that with the administrative court. And he eventually won his case. But now we start getting into the pattern of my father using the law and winning his cases at the administrative court, but the political pressure in Tunisia preventing him from going back to work. So at first, police officers simply blocked him from going back into his office. And then on the 13th of July, 2021, the Judicial Council decided to suspend him under no real case against him. My father again went into the administrative court and again won the case. But the same day he won his case, in order to be reinstated as a judge, the president decided to fire 57 judges along with my father. Let me say that again. The president of Tunisia decided to fire 57 judges by presidential decree. Any real look at democracy or study of democracy would tell you that this is a grave infraction, and this whole sentence seems completely unreal to anyone who hears it. The president decided to fire 57 judges, but that's exactly what happened in Tunisia on the 1st of June 2022. After this, the chapter of torment for my father did not end. He kept fighting in the administrative court, which caused problems for the president. So he then decided to put him under house arrest on the 29th of July 2021, up until the end of September. This was completely illegal. Again, the president has no power to put a judge under house arrest. This is something that judges do. But again, it was a presidential decree. We now see the president trying to grab on as much power as possible, and the political landscape at Tunisia at the time was simply silent. It was insane to see the amount of cowardice that was going on in the political landscape. They used the strategy of wait and see, which eventually will come back to really hurt them. To take you back to present day, on the 12th of February, 12th of February of this year, a group of approximately 30 police officers dressed in civilian clothing forcefully entered our home and proceeded to search and toss every room. During this process, which was brutal, they insulted my father, confiscated various possessions, including his phone, my sister's laptop, many other possessions, and then took my father away in an unmarked car without even addressing him and telling him what was going on. Once in custody, my father was taken to the anti-terrorism agency, the Pole, which he was once a director of, and he was subjected to torture and interrogated for he was subjected to torture, and he was tied to a chair for 26 hours overnight in a dark room in a chair. The police that was responsible for this arrest and torture was the same police unit that my father once prosecuted for torture and fabrication of facts. This same police unit was now in charge of his arrest and his treatment. Despite this, my father did not submit and decided to initiate a waterless hunger strike. The arrest was clearly politically motivated, and as my father was a constant advocate for the independence of the judiciary, and he has faced constant pressure and smear campaigns from the media. Initially, the allegation against my father were so baseless that the judge assigned to this case dismissed it in only 5 days. However, this same judge was later punished for this decision. Rather than releasing my father, the police, acting on orders from political elite or unknown parties, instead forcibly took him into a mental institution where he was held under false pretenses without even giving him knowledge of his release. At the hospital, numerous human rights violations took place, from illegally threatening doctors to encircling the hospital and preventing anyone from entering or leaving during the first few days. We also at this time heard rumors of my father attempting suicide, and the president himself went on TV and claimed that there was a judge pretending to be crazy, which was absolutely insane to anyone who knew him. It was clear that they were preparing some foundation to get rid of him once and for all. We intensified the media pressure and confirmed that my father was perfectly healthy. Eventually, after this media pressure, we were granted access to see him, and it was heartbreaking to witness the condition and complete blackout of information inflicted on him. My father didn't even know he was released, wasn't even aware of what was going on, what were the charges against him, and he was in physical strain due to the hunger strike. All of this was filmed on videos with him saying statements about the torture, and you could see his mental and physical health at the time. He insisted that he was mentally fit, and this was a simple political conspiracy against him. He argued that it was ridiculous to release someone from one crime only to charge him with another crime. This judge for 30 years work extensively and was told him order these.
I think Muhammad Aziz might be experiencing some issues with the sound.
I think I was just cut off for a second there. I will continue.
Yeah, actually, the last part wasn't clear at all because the voice kept.
All right. Basically, they were putting him in the hospital in order to prepare a next case against him, illegally keeping him at the hospital, not letting him go home, even though he was officially released by the judge. And then that's exactly what happened. The next case was ready, and he was taken again to the anti-terrorist pole, where he was being held for 6-7 days. And then a new judge, which was the same judge who arrested other political opponents of the president, Judge Samir Zwebi, issued an arrest warrant against him. And to this day, my father sits in prison in Mornageya based on this arrest warrant. And this new case was actually about the assassination of Shukri Bil-Aid in 2013, which this particular case was already brought up in 2018 and was already looked at and dismissed by the court. So they had no right to bring back a new case and reopen it, but this was just simply pure fabrications, and they knew that. Today, my father sits in prison and in completely bad circumstances, and this injustice continues to this day. If anyone has any questions about anything that was unclear, or please, thank you.